Hey, how's it going, you guys? My name is Sinus. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel, like the video, do all the things that you normally would do when you watch YouTube videos that you like. Today, I thought I would go over another vinyl topic because, you know, I'm kind of obsessed with collecting records because I just really enjoy the act of owning the music that I listen to and spinning it and giving it time to vibe and gel with me while I listen to the tracks and songs that I paid money for instead of spending like 10 bucks a month on Spotify, even though I still have Spotify. I thought it would be nice to go over reasons why I still have sealed records, meaning that I have not removed the actual seal of the record. I've kept it intact. And there are multiple reasons why you would do this. I'm gonna go over 7 reasons why I keep records still sealed. And we'll start with number 1. Number 1, the value of records. Typically, records, when you buy them initially, you might buy them for a certain price, and just because of the market or just because of, you know, multitudes of reasons, whether that be no further pressings or only limited pressings or limited variants or whatever the case may be, the price of those records tend to shoot up insanely high. And there's really no rhyme or reason as to why sometimes records do sell for the prices that they do sell for. Take, for example, this one that I randomly found extra copies of. I'm not really sure where they found them, but this was released in 2009. There's only one pressing as far as I'm aware. It even is validated on the back of the record. And that's this right here. This is Owl City's Ocean Eyes. This is a great record. Hello Seattle is a fantastic song. You know, you have the really obvious one, which is, you know, the Fireflies song, you know, that fucking song that really everybody. That is on here. For whatever reason, they only pressed this album once. And because of that, for whatever reason, on Discogs, if you look right now, which is the search engine where you find all of your records, and if you want to buy and sell and trade, whatever the case may be, you could do it on there. And you could look up prices that these items have sold for in the past. For whatever reason, this album, at its highest, has gone for, if I can double check right now, $175. It has gone for $175. Why? I don't fucking know. It might have to do with the fact that there was only one pressing, and pressings were given out in such scarcity, possibly. I wasn't really in the market when this album came out, and I never really thought to purchase it. But for whatever reason, the price skyrocketed, and it went up all the way to $175. That someone paid for this motherfucker. And because of the possibility that it might shoot up again in price, I'm going to keep this record, and I'm going to keep it sealed. I might open it in the future because I might want to play it, and, you know, I might just not give a shit anymore and just want to listen to the damn record, which is a possibility. I might do that. In the meantime, it is currently staying sealed because the price of this thing has shot up insanely. Moving on to number 2, records I might sell. Sometimes you might be shopping for a record, or you might know about a certain record that just went on sale, and you just know for a fact that this thing's gonna sell out immediately, and there's very few pressings, and if they're available for insane prices. So the new pressing that comes out that you buy, you decide, I'm gonna jump on this and possibly open the record and possibly like it, but if I don't, I could always sell it back again. The prices will jump on certain things. You just know it when you're in the market. An example of this that I have is this right here. This is R.L. Grime's Nova. I like R.L. Grime, and I've seen R.L. Grime live. I know for a fact that this record, when you actually check the prices for resale, is pretty insane for older copies of this thing. And just recently, they had a repress of this vinyl. The record was not really announced on R.L. Grime's page for quite some time. It was only announced in select groups. You can follow these pages where people post about vinyl, when they'll drop, and new releases and things of that nature. This came up, and I had seen the prices of these things. And I have seen, when I was buying it, I saw the number of these things just drop like crazy fast. R.L. Grime himself did not announce this thing was on sale on his Instagram page until maybe 2 minutes before it sold out. The fact that I had known about it earlier, and I saw it depleting in quantity available, I had to snag up a copy. Do I like the record? Yes, I do. But I've seen this thing now resell for $150, and I did not spend that much money on it. So this could be a good return on investment in ROI, but I don't know. It's on a nice pink vinyl. It looks beautiful, to be quite honest with you. And I hear the pressing sounds good too, but overall, I just don't know if I'm gonna sell it or not. So it will stay sealed, and it will stay that way until I come to the conclusion that I want to open it and listen to it, or I want to sell it. And that's why this record will be sealed. The next reason why I am keeping this record sealed is because I want to listen to this record with friends. Growing up, when you hang out with your friends, certain albums or certain songs would resonate with you and your group of friends. You would vibe or you would listen to the songs and it'd be like a moment in time that you remember, that you really cherish, because the music is what brought it together. The music is what brought you guys together. You enjoyed it together, you played the music, and it just brought you to this amazing place. And even now when you think about it, you know that it brings back those memories of you hanging out with your friends and you doing those things. An example of this is this copy right here of Opeth's Blackwater Park. My friend Jason and I actually would listen to this album quite a bit, specifically the song The Drapery Falls. We love that song. I told him that I would open it once he would hang out and we'd go ahead and vibe and listen to the track. It's only a matter of time until we actually get to hang out because the pandemic is a thing and he had moved a while back and life and stuff happened, so that's sort of a promise I've made to my friend. I would open this record once we get to hang out and once things get a little settled and, you know, we can continue living our lives and do all that sort of fun stuff. This is a great metal group. The vocals are incredible and just everything about the instrumentation is just fantastic. That's why that record remains sealed. Reason number 4 as to why I haven't opened this album is because I haven't had the time and I haven't listened to the album yet. When you buy records, sometimes you will buy records that you haven't heard of before because you feel like you should and you know that these albums are popular. You get the feeling that you're going to enjoy them. However, these albums are long as shit. And I will explain what I mean by that by holding this up right here. This is Francis the Mute. This album is 70 minutes long. That is an hour and 10 minutes of time. Records can be usually like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, 30 minutes. They could be 50 minutes. This is 70 minutes long, and I haven't listened to it yet, and the Mars Volta is a band that you have to sit down and just observe and pick up the nuances of the tracks and delve deep into what makes it tick. I have yet to do that. So I'm not even going to listen to it on Spotify. I'm not even going to listen to it on, you know, anywhere else. I really want to listen to it on here because I hear that this pressing actually sounds fantastic. And there's an etching on the back of the 3rd vinyl. There are 3 vinyls in here, by the way. That's how long this fucking album is. There's an etching on the back of it, and it looks really pretty. It matches some of the artwork on here. Also, the length of the album is the same reason why I haven't listened to this either. Another fantastic album by the same band. So, because of the reasons why I haven't had the time, but I haven't listened to it yet, and I want to dedicate the time to listening to the album, that's why those records are still sealed. Moving on to the 5th reason why I haven't opened up a sealed copy of an album yet is because I haven't had time, but I have listened to the album before. When you buy certain records, you tend to really just pick things up that you know that you would spend money on in terms of albums that you want to listen to. Just sit there and understand what the music is doing, basically. You have an intense love for the albums that you buy on vinyl. You don't have to buy a physical copy of an album, but when you feel like you actually get this deeper connection to an album, then chances are you're going to pick up a vinyl copy of it or any physical medium of it, whether that's cassette, whether that's CD. You tend to pick up these albums that you have an attachment to. Reasons like that where I've listened to the album but I haven't had time to listen to it in the vinyl setting is this right here. This is MF Doom's Food. There's tons of really good tracks on here. This album is a fantastic. People say that this is his best album besides Mad Villain. I know the record. I enjoyed the record. I just haven't had time to sit down and just spin the album yet, and I really want to because I have a back catalog of albums that I just have not listened to yet. This is a part of it, unfortunately, because I've heard of it already, but I haven't had time to play it. That's why I keep it sealed. Reason number 6 I haven't opened a record yet is because it's from Record Store Day. Record Store Day is a day where you can go to your local record shop, or you can shop online even, and find limited variations of certain records that are made specifically for the purchase on that day. I participated in Record Store Day this year, and I managed to pick up a couple of Record Store Day variants, some of which I've opened, and others I have not. One example of one I have not opened is this right here, which is Linkin Park's Meteora. Now, this is a fucking phenomenal album. I shouldn't have to tell you that. This album speaks for itself when you actually listen to it. There's so many great tracks on here. I mean, R.I.P. Chester, of course. Everything on here is an absolute banger. This came on our limited edition aqua blue vinyl. There are pressings now, and those come in black, but this was the only one besides a pressing that happened a couple of years ago. And it was on I believe it was a gold variant. I'm not 100% sure on that. I might have to double check. And this one came on blue, which doesn't really match the aesthetic of the album, but I think overall this is a great album to pick up, and I'm glad I picked up the Record Store Day variation. I think I bought it off of Newberry Newberry Comics. They sell typically online to people, and so I've managed to snag this from them from their online store. And because it's a record store day exclusive, I just kind of want to keep it sealed possibly until I really feel the need to crack this open and give it a little bit of a spin. It's the same reason why I haven't opened this yet. Even though there are other copies of the Census Fails Let It Enfold You that are currently gonna be released, this is the record store day variation, which apparently sounds great and looks spectacular. Because of those reasons, because of just record store day being a special day, that's why I haven't opened up those records. They still remain sealed. And reason number 7, the last reason why I haven't opened up a record. I don't know. I just don't know. Sometimes you have a back catalog of albums that you have and you just haven't opened them. Do you have a reason why? No, I don't have a good reason why I haven't opened up some of these records. I'll just give you an example of one that I picked up that I just have not opened and I don't know why. It's this right here. This is the Avalanche's Since I Left You. This is the repress that has the 4 vinyls in it. It's very heavy. There's 33 tracks on it. This is the version that has Frontier Psychiatrist changed. There are swapped out samples on this one, but on this pressing, there are so many remixes and so many additions to it that I frankly have yet to listen to, but I just don't know why I haven't opened it yet. I mean, there's so many things behind it and I just don't know. I mean, I haven't brought myself to open it yet. There really isn't anything crazy about not opening it. I just haven't opened it yet. And I wish there was more to say about that, but there isn't. I mean, you can make a case that all of these albums that I have right now are the I don't know category, but this is, I guess, one that I would say I just don't know why I haven't opened it yet, and it will remain sealed until I can figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do with it. And there you go, folks. Those are 7 albums I have not opened. I have not cracked the seal. I have not broken the seal. I have held in my pee. They will not open because I will not crack them open. Maybe yet, maybe never, who knows? The world is my oyster, the world is your oyster. Swim in it or eat it all you want. That's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this album vinyl talk that I typically tend to do a lot more now. If you did like it, you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You can go ahead and give it a like, and there's gonna be more content in here. There's gonna be more more vinyl content. It's gonna be more, random content. I don't fucking know. But until then, peace out, peeps.